talk to us a little bit about what you've learned, like being a spectator in terms of watching multiple people working through startup. What are you learning about just the practice of startup and early stage startup that would be helpful to others?
Well, nobody does enough customer validation.
Underscore. And when you say customer validation, what?
Right.
Define customer validation.
Well, it just means taking the time to make sure you're building the right thing, right? So that's mainly why my first 2 startups failed, is that I thought if I build it, they will come. And I didn't spend nearly as much time doing sales and marketing, right? That's the other thing that people don't get, is that as a founder, as an entrepreneur, as a company, from day one, you should be spending half your time doing sales and marketing, right? And so that's where I went wrong. And part of that sales and marketing is doing the customer validation too. A lot of developers get into this mindset, especially if it's technical founders, right, where they think, oh, I got to build it first. I can't start selling it until I build it.
Yeah.
And that's just a lie.
Right.
You can talk to customers and go and see. Don't go to customers, number one, and tell them what your product is and ask them if they want it.
Right.
Right. Go to customers and that you think you have a product for, and ask them what their biggest problems are.
Yeah.
Right? Ask them what their biggest problems are in their business. Hopefully in their top 3, one of the problems are what you want to solve. If not, you might want to consider pivoting. Right?
Yeah.
And then figure out how much they would maybe want to pay for something like that. Right? And so you can get them on board at that early stage before you even build something. You can really discover what they want and how they want it and how much they're willing to pay for it, so you can validate if your idea is even worth going after.
With customer discovery and early inquiry on pricing, talk to me more about how do you have your early stage entrepreneurs do the pricing? How do they validate that?
Right. Well, I think there's a couple different stages to sort of the customer interview. I stress there's lots of good material out there to learn how to do customer interviews appropriately and successfully.
Yeah,
and that's
but we're talking about the Gregg Pollack divine ahas.
I don't know if I have any of that.
Yeah, that's because you're humble. You have some.
I honestly haven't done too much of that. We said I think so, but it's about figuring out what their problems are. It's about asking them, okay, if you had a solution to this problem that worked in this sort of way, how much would that be worth to you? Yeah. Right? So getting them to really think through, okay, you can work through it with them. Okay, so how much does this cost you now? Okay, so if you do 1,000 of these at this price and you had a tool that allowed you to do them at this price, how much money would you save? Okay, so you're saying that you could save $10,000 a month. That's $10,000 more profit you could be making. How much would you be willing to pay for a solution that saved you $10,000? Maybe $2,000 a month, right? And so a lot of entrepreneurs, they undervalue their products because they don't take the time to really think about, how much money they're making other people, and then explaining that to their potential customers in a way that shows them the value.
Yeah. So we don't do enough validation. We don't find out kind of the true monetary value. What else aren't we doing enough?
Bringing the potential customers along for the ride.
What does that look like?
So a lot of people don't realize, if you can get these customers interested in what you're going to build.
Right. It's not built yet.
Right. The closer you can bring them to your team as you build them, the more of advocates they will become, the more long-term customers they're going to become, the more they're going to be forgiving when you give them a beta product that breaks half the time, right? So it's almost like you want to treat them like investors. If you treat your customers, your future customers, like investors, and you're talking with them and you're showing them prototypes, and you bring back to them initial designs, right? Would you mind looking, okay, is this what it would look like? And show me how you would click to get here and how you would do it and what's wrong.
Constant feedback, like putting the MVP, whatever you're right in front of them.
And you'll really be surprised, like how, if it's a problem you're solving for them, they're probably willing to give you, 10 to 20 free hours of their time, per year or whatever, to help you build a product that they're going to pay you for, right? So if you play that right, you know, if you have a B2B product that, you know, someone's going to pay you $2,000 a month for,
right,
you can go fishing for maybe, you know, maybe you put out 100 emails there, and maybe you narrow that down to 20, and you get it down to 10 in your beta. So you've got 10 customers. If you do it right, they could start paying for your product day one.
Day one.
Right.
Because they were so close to us, and they were actually on the design development team.
And so that's maybe potentially $20,000 a month that you make as soon as it gets out there. The other thing that you see, though, even startups that follow this philosophy, the other thing they do wrong is they give the customers the product for free. And the problem with that is if you give somebody a product for free, they don't truly value it. So I try to get startups, if they're even running like a beta, right, even though it's a beta.
The first beta that's wonky.
You got to start charging them for it in day one.
Okay.
Right, and so one way to do that is, of course, to really get these customers bought into it, is you can go to them. So let's say it's normally going to be $2,000 a month.
Right.
Really appreciate that, you know, you're willing to do this beta for us. You know, it's limited features. It might be some bugs, but we want to make sure, you know, customize it for your business. And we're going to take the time to get your feedback. And what we're willing to do for the first 3 months during this beta, instead of $2,000 a month, all we're going to charge you is you know, we're going to give you a 75% discount. So it's only $500 a month. So you're telling them, you know, we're only going to charge you $500 a month for 6 months, and we're going to launch in 3 months. So you're going to get this amazing deal that nobody else is going to get.
Right.
And 6 months from now, it's going to go up to the normal price, but you're getting in at this price, which is going to save you, you know, and then you got to do the math, right? So you can say, you know, it's going to save you $6,000 if you just sign on this today. And they go, dude, you're saving me $6,000? Of course I'm going to sign up for that. There's always ways to make it appealing. And then you get these people who are paying for it from day one, and they value the product, and they understand it's something they have to pay for. And you find out then if it's something they're willing to pay for.
Right, because if I won't pay you $500, I'm definitely not paying you $2,000.
Right.
Right?